today on this Refund-Advantage Bank Product Program update for 2026. My name is Leonard Woolsey. I am a Business Development Specialist too with Refund-Advantage. And joining me today on this webinar is Chris Bagg. Chris, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, and I know we have some general housekeeping issues, Jeremy, that you guys will get to, but thanks for joining. Chris Bagg, tax strategy with Pathward. So thanks for the invite, right way, and look forward to it.
Cool.
Yes, Jeremy.
Well, we'll just, I'll take care of those housekeeping items real quick and give a little more time for everybody to funnel in. The long and the short of it is everybody's on listen only mode. So what we would prefer or request is that you guys use the questions section to submit your questions as they come to mind for you. And what I'll do is I will monitor that queue. If I have the answer, I'll provide it to you. If not, and we need to get it from the RA guys, I will, if we're in the section and it's relevant, I will politely or not so politely interrupt them. If it's not relevant to the section that we're in, I will hold on. I do have an advanced copy of their presentation, so I've kind of read through it and know where things are going. So I'm not ignoring you, but I know that we're going to get there. So I guess I am kind of ignoring you, but not really. That being said, thank you everybody that's in the meeting. This is being recorded. The presentation along with the recording will be distributed via email at the end of the presentation. So with that, I'll kick it over to you guys. You can go into presentation mode and get it rocking.
Well, as we get ready to get started, Jeremy, again, I just want to thank you and thank Right Way for inviting us today and for that partnership that we have with you. You guys do a fantastic job, and you're a great partner. And we really look forward to working with you again this year. We've heard nothing but good things about you here at Refund-Advantage. And we're very excited about our upcoming season and what we can bring to the table in 2026. Just want to share just a real brief bio on myself, because I know that many of you may not have actually spoken with me before, but I've been in the tax products industry now for about 30 years, and I've been with Refund-Advantage for the last 17 years. And so I've seen a lot of tax seasons come and go, and they all have their own personality. But each one has its own personality and things that make it stand apart from the others. And we're just thankful that we're here today with you, so we can share with you our program and how we can make you more successful in the coming year and help you to be more successful and more profitable. So
30 years,
with that,
huh?
Yeah, long time. Yeah.
Chris, are you close to that?
I'm just finished my 26 tax season, so.
Oh man.
Oh, wow, you got the veterans on here, the A-team.
No kidding. Combined 4 and just kidding.
7 years ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess so. Sheesh.
This was
Yeah,
my first tax season with Pathward, and yeah, very happy. Very long time. We're no longer the new guys on the block, that's for sure.
right.
No.
Although Leonard still looks like he is.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I look like the elder statesman. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and dive in, and we've got a lot to share with you. I know it's going to be kind of like drinking water from a fire hose, but we've got a lot of good information for you. And let's go ahead and move on to the second slide, and then we'll take a look at the agenda, what we're going to talk about here today. Like I said, there's a lot going on with Refund-Advantage this year. We have a fantastic program and a lot of good things in store. And I like to tell people that probably the best thing about this upcoming season with Refund-Advantage is that we're not changing very much at all. We really try to have, continuity from one season to the next. We're very proud of the fact that we're able to keep our pricing the same as it has been for the last several years. And we have, very solid customer service and support for you all this year that'll take care of any questions that you might have during, before, during, and after the season. And so we think it's going to be a fantastic year for this program for this upcoming season. So, Crispy, go on, move on to slide number 2. I'll talk about the agenda, and we'll take a look at what we're going to be looking at this today.
Can you not see the slides moving?
No, I don't see the slides moving.
Nope, stuck on number 1. Did you pause it?
No,
Are you in presentation mode?
I am.
Oh, really? I can still see all your tools. Click on number 2 on the left-hand side, see if it moves. Oh, went to number 3.
Went to 3.
We don't want that. Guys, I apologize.
It's okay.
Stop sharing. I didn't want to do this, but I guess I will do it this way.
Open the PDF.
Can you see it now?
You still
I
see
can see
slide
slide
3.
3. Yeah. There we go. You had it.
All right. Sorry about that.
Now we're on.
Well, we're back on 3. So can you click like the arrow at the bottom?
Yeah,
Where it
I
says
am.
slide? And there it is, right there. That's the agenda.
There must be a lag or something to where it's.
Okay,
There we
let's
are.
just leave it right where it's at. Okay, well, like I said, we got a lot to cover today, and we're going to talk first of all, of course, about our bread and butter product, the refund transfer. Most of you, I'm sure, are familiar with that product, but there may be some on the call today who are new to bank products and they're trying to get an understanding of what those are. And the refund transfer is basically a way for us to collect your prep fees out of the client's refund when it comes in, as opposed to them paying you up front or promising to pay you later when the refund comes in. And it's a very powerful tool to have in your toolbox, even if you think you've never offered these before and never wanted to before. You may have use for that program this year, and we'll talk about that in a little more depth. Of course, we have also the taxpayer advances for the clients. We have 2 programs for you, the pre-act loan program and the in-season advance program. We've got some minor changes to those programs for this coming year, and I'll be glad to go over those in a little more depth here in a moment. But that taxpayer advance is not only an advance to the client, but it's a great marketing tool to drive more business into your office. So we'll take a look at that. ERO financing is well underway. We started back on October the 2nd, providing office startup advance loans. Those are going out the door daily to offices to help them get started for the year. And we've got a fee advance program as well to keep you going during the season, and a loyalty rewards program that we're going to speak about. That program has been very, very popular, the December loyalty program, and it's starting even earlier this year than it did last year. And it's a great tool, again, to market your office to potential customers and bring them in the doors. We have a merchant services program. It's fantastic, credit card and debit card processing platform. Lots of different options there available for you who accept credit cards. And it's a great tool to have in addition to the bank product services. And I'll tell you a lot more about that coming up here. It's really a great tool to have in your toolbox. And then, believe it or not, enrollment season is already underway. It just seems like the summer just flew by this year, and we're already deep into the enrollment process. And we'll talk about how to get enrolled and how to get you quickly set up and ready to go to use the program for the coming season, and all the benefits of enrolling with our program for this year. So let's go ahead and take a look at that bread and butter product, the refund transfer product. That product, like I said, is a way for you to collect your prep fees out of the refund when it comes in, rather than waiting for them to pay you later, or to have to pay you up front for that service. Basically, it is a no-cost program to the ERO. There's no cost to join that program. There's no minimum number that you have to do to participate. So even if you don't think you're going to need it, it would be a great thing to do to go ahead and sign up with that program with Refund-Advantage, and have that available if a client walks through your door this year and says, hey, I know I've never done this before, but I'd like to have your fees taken out of my refund. Can you do that for me? If you're enrolled with Refund-Advantage, the answer to that question will be yes. And so you've helped out a customer by giving them that option. The price to the taxpayer for the refund transfer is only $39.95, and it's a $14 if there's a subsequent funding, such as doing federal and state, for example. And that refund transfer price of $39.95 has been stable for the last 4 or 5 years with our program. We work very hard in the off season behind the scenes to do things that will enable us to keep that pricing stable and reliable from year to year. And with everything else around you going up in price, it's nice to have a product like this that is stable in pricing, and have that available for you for this coming season. It's just a way for you. I wanted to point out that other feature for a check print fee to earn additional revenue through that refund transfer. We offer a check print fee program. It's optional. You don't have to participate in it, but if you do, there is a potential for revenue share with that as well. And also, I wanted to mention about the checks. Many of you may already be familiar with this, but the federal government has said that they are no longer going to be mailing out checks to people, including IRS refund checks. So going forward, you may have people in your offices that are used to getting a paper check from the IRS. They don't want to set up a bank account. They don't want to share that banking information with the federal government. This is a way for you to continue to service those clients by being able to print a check in your office on our check stock. We have the three familiar disbursement options: the check, the direct deposit, and the card. That card option, and I'll talk about that here again in a moment, but it is another great tool for you to have in your office for a number of different reasons. One of which is that the client can come in, they can do the return, they can walk out the door with one of our cards in their hand. It's just a piece of plastic at that point, but later on, they can have their tax refund loaded to it. They can have their advance loan loaded to it. They can use that card for the loyalty rewards program, and they can potentially have other deposits to that card, such as their payroll. Of course, we do have the direct deposit option. More and more people are turning to that, and using that as their option. And then, of course, as I mentioned, the check option. And we have some great tools in your Refund-Advantage portal that will walk you through how to print a check and the value of that.
Related,
Again, like I said,
I was going to
go
say
ahead.
related yet unrelated.
Mhm.
That IRS not sending out checks. What will that
Yeah.
do
Right.
for ID verify scenarios? Does that mean that we're
Yeah.
all
So
going to get paid?
I was about to jump in, and just 2 points I want to make out. Number one, um, there are no changes. The $39.95 refund transfer, which is the lowest in the industry, is still going to remain the same for these types of programs. As it relates to the no IRS checks. So if you have customers who typically e-file and do not include a bank routing and account number on the 1040, the IRS will delay those returns from being released for a minimum of 6 weeks. And during that time, they will contact the customer, and provide them a link, a portal to attach a bank uh, account information. So the great thing about offering our products for those is that there is an embedded bank account that allows the funds to come to us. So every bank product that is processed has a bank routing and account number that is specific for a taxpayer. So if you have someone who is typically not including a bank routing and account number on their e-file this year, those funds will be delayed for 6 weeks. However, if they choose our bank product, it would process as normal flow.
Yeah, that's a
Very good.
great point, Chris, because you know, people want to get their money as quickly as possible. They don't want to have to wait any longer. And with having the option to print a check for that client in your office, you're going to save that client a lot of time. And so that is a great point to bring up about the check print fee.
You guys have
Yeah.
any clue what it'll do for ID verify scenarios?
Uh,
You know what I'm talking
I,
about?
That that I'm not familiar with about the implications of the ID verify.
so yeah,
That's part of
so I
that
mean,
process.
so they're going to have a portal that requires them to go through ID.me in order
Okay.
to update and include a bank routing and account number. There are certain exceptions that will allow, different religions and other circumstances, but it's only going to be year one that they allow that exception. And even with that exception, it will still be delayed upwards of 6 weeks. But they're gonna allow an updated account through a portal after ID.me is done.
Gotcha.
And I did want to point out too that with the bank product, you know, we're talking about bank account information. The account Chris mentioned, it is a temporary account that exists only long enough to have that refund processed. So once that refund has been processed, that account goes away, and most people think of, you know, that as, well, you know, that's a bank account. You know, I don't want to give them bank account information. That is simply a processing account that allows the refund to be processed at Refund-Advantage and have a check issued to that client. And that was another great point about the stable pricing. I mentioned that, you know, it's been the same now for 4 or 5 years with Refund-Advantage. And it is the lowest price for the refund transfer in the industry. Some of our competitors have raised their prices, you know, $44.95, and, you know, some of them, you know, have raised their prices over the last several years. We keep ours stable because that's going to save your client money, and it's going to attract more customers to your offices because we have the lower price on that product. Okay, so if we can move on and look at the Faster Money debit card for a moment. This is another option in addition to the checks. They can have their refund loaded to one of our Faster Money debit cards. They can get paid up to 4 days faster. I know we have at least one competitor out there who advertises up to 5 days faster, but there's an additional fee for that you know, extra day, if you will, for getting it paid. And the reason they can do 4 days faster with our program is the fact that it doesn't matter if it's over the weekend, it doesn't matter if there's a holiday there, whatever it might be. We load those cards as soon as we know that a person's tax refund is going to come in. And so they can get access to those funds, you know, over weekends and over holidays. They can load up to $15,000 to that card. And that's important because we believe that this year the size of the tax refunds is going to be larger than it has been recently. They can have these cards personalized if they want to. There's an extensive network of no-fee ATMs nationwide to help them save money on getting access to their funds. And they have an easy-to-use app that allows them to manage that account. They can see their balances. They can see their transaction history. There's a lot of things that they can do with that easy-to-use app. And so this card has a lot of different features, a lot of things that will help your clients to be able to access their funds. And one of the things I like the most about it is the fact that when they come into your office and they say, I would like my refund loaded to a card, they walk out that door with that card and they don't have to come back to your office to pick up a check later on. So that saves you, as the ERO, that saves you time to be able to see more clients and generate more revenue, bring more revenue into your office because you're only having that one visit for the card customer. And it's a great tool to have for your clients because there's so many other things they can do with that. I mentioned earlier that in addition to their tax refund, if they get a taxpayer advance loan, they can have that loaded to the card as well. If they want to, they can later on personalize that card and they can start getting deposits of payroll onto that card. They can also use that same card for our loyalty rewards program, and I'll talk about that in just a moment as well. So it's a great tool to offer your clients, and it will help them and it will help you, to bring more business into your office and service more clients.
Yeah, and I would just add, Leonard, and we're going to talk about it. Obviously,
Hmm.
loading the money faster is a key benefit. There are other benefits from a cost standpoint that we'll get into when we talk about the taxpayer advances. But one of the other key benefits to this card is the fact that it is our card. We support it. It is from our network. So we handle all the customer service. The people that are handling and assisting customers with any questions, or by the slight chance there might be a problem, are the same people that are sitting in the same office that Leonard and I are at. So those are those are key benefits, having the internal homegrown customer support to manage the program that we own, that is part of our network, and certainly has additional benefits that we'll talk about here in upcoming slides.
And that's really a key to everything we do at Refund-Advantage, not just the cards, but every other aspect of our program, our merchant services, and everything else we do. It's all managed in-house. And when your customers call in to ask a question, they are talking to people who are experienced, who are knowledgeable about bank products, about merchant services, and they know how to handle your questions and how to answer your questions not only quickly, but accurately too, because they're very, very familiar with it. So you're not just talking to somebody maybe, in another country far away that really has no idea what the program is like. You're talking to people who understand the program very, very well. And I will point out too, and we don't really have a slide for this, but our call centers, we have 2 call centers to service customers during the season with email, chat, and bilingual support, and they are very, very well trained. They go through an extensive training program, and we actually have a large percentage of our CSRs come back year after year. So they definitely have the knowledge and experience to
Right,
handle your questions.
right now, 70% of
Yeah,
our customer service is returning and has at least one tax season experience. And for those of you guys who have been through tax season, had to call bank support or had to call support, it can be a nightmare, especially when you get new reps that really don't
right.
understand the program, the products, and or the system, or what your question is. So it is a key benefit that again, 70% of our customer service are returning and have at least 1 year experience in. So,
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our next slide, our Feed Defender program. And this is a very, very popular program. It's really getting more popular as the years go on. But this program basically allows us to try to help you to collect your prep fees on clients whose refund has been delayed by the IRS. Basically, the way that it works is the office would opt in to participate in the Feed Defender program. And then for your clients who have direct deposit as their disbursement option, you would go in as the office and you would opt in the ones that you want to participate in it. Once you've done that, basically 11 weeks from the time that the IRS acknowledges that tax return, if that refund has not yet come in from the IRS, We will first of all reach out to your customers and make them aware of that, and make them aware that we are going to make an attempt to collect your prep fees from their bank account. So we identify that we're doing this on behalf of your office. And then we will go ahead and make an attempt to go into their bank account and collect those fees. We're only going to make one attempt, and we're only going to collect if we can get 100% of your prep fees from the account. If we do that, our fee is only 15% of the amount collected. Some of our competitors charge as much as 25, 26% for that same service. But we only charge 15%, and probably the most important feature of this program is that we put you, the ERO, in control of it. We don't automatically opt everyone into it, and then it's up to you to go back later and make sure they're opted out. We don't believe in you or your clients being surprised by this is happening. So we make that aware up front to them, and then go ahead and make that attempt to get the funds out. And so, we pay these fees out twice a year during June and December. And the reason for that is to allow those who may have objections or may have an issue with it. There may be a dispute or something like that. It gives time for us to make sure that all those issues are resolved before we go ahead and make that attempt to pay out the fund, or not make the attempt, but pay out the funds to your office. So it's a great program. It's one more thing that we do to help you get paid for your services. In addition to the savings and the lower prices, there's another program here that allows you to get paid on more of your clients. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the refund advance loans. We are bombarded right now with all kinds of requests for ERO loans. We have great programs, but we also have the refund advance loan program for your taxpayers. It is the complement to that refund transfer. We basically have two programs. We have a pre-AC loan program that begins on January 2nd, and we have an in-season loan program that begins the first day of electronic filing in January. With both of those programs, we give the taxpayer an option of getting a loan up to $1,000 at no cost to them, or they can try to get an interest-bearing loan up to as much as $7,500. And that's an increase from previous years. We did up to $7,000 last year, but we increased the max size loan to $7,500 this year. It has a 36% APR that's capped at 60 days. And so they will never be charged more interest than the 60-day mark, even if it takes 90 days, 120 days for those refunds to be released. Some of our competitors do not cap that until they get up to about 120 days. So we definitely can help your clients to save money on that interest charge. And we are the only bank in the industry offering a no-cost loan to the taxpayer of up to $1,000. And that is a very, very popular program with Refund-Advantage. Somewhat over 50% of the people who get loans want that no-cost option. And we'll see here in just a moment when we talk about our recent taxpayer survey results that was the number one thing of importance to taxpayers, was the ability to have that no-cost taxpayer advance loan available. So those two programs, the marketing fee on the in-season loan is $34.95, which again is the lowest in the industry. We're $5 less than our competitors out there. So we're going to save you the ERO money on those advanced loan marketing fees, as well as, like I said earlier, saving your clients money on the refund transfer. Those loans they can get as a check, a direct deposit, or onto a debit card. And I will say that this program is so powerful because it's available to new EROs too. Those that are brand new to Refund-Advantage, those that are brand new to bank product services, they don't have to have a minimum volume in order to participate in that in-season loan. And that in-season loan is one of the best marketing tools that you can have in your office to drive traffic. Because if you offer a loan to a client and they're excited about getting that loan, they're going to go out and they're going to tell other people, hey, you need to go to this tax office because they have taxpayer advance loans and they've got that $1,000 loan as well. So very, very powerful program.
Yeah, and just to reiterate on that, the no cost taxpayer loan is a differentiator that we RA offers in the independent market that is not offered by others. And for those of you who have done taxes and been in the business for a while, it used to be the loans were a big event used for a big purchase. They want to buy new TVs or a car or some sort of big event that they wanted that money. And the reality is now, the way these taxpayer loans are set up, the number one need is just to have a little extra money in between paychecks. So
Yeah.
they are looking to this no cost option, just to give them some spending money while they wait for the rest of their refund, which 10, 15 years ago, it was they wanted as much as they could, as quickly as they could. And
Right.
and the habits have changed over the last couple of years. So
Yeah, you're right, Chris. And I mean, they didn't care back then about the cost of getting that loan. Whatever it cost, they were happy with that. Now people are more cost conscious. And so they look at the numbers and they make decisions based on that. And I mean, the popularity of this program speaks for itself because you have so many people that want to get that $1,000 loan just to tide them over until the refunds begin to drop. And the cost is low, and it's a no cost loan to the taxpayer. It's a low marketing fee to the ERO, and if you, as the ERO, if they choose to do a faster money debit card as the disbursement option for their advance loan, there's no marketing fee charged to you for that either. So it's a win-win for you and your customer with the no-cost loan and the debit card as the option. Okay. And those programs, I did want to, before we move on, Chris, actually, with those loans, the pre-act loan begins January 2nd and goes to e-filing opening, and then the in-season loan picks up from there and goes to the middle of March. So, wanted to
yeah, and
throw that in there.
I'm sure you mentioned it, Leonard, and I apologize, but knowing that um, the refunds are going to be bigger based on the OB3, big beautiful bill that is being
Right,
implemented. So we recognize the tax tables weren't adjusted, so people are going to have larger refunds and can expect that tax relief to come back in the form of a refund. So that is
right,
the main reason that we've increased the taxpayer advance loan up to $7,500.
right,
Real
exactly.
quick before we move, what are the qualifications for the pre-act loan in terms of volume and or prior year funding history, et cetera?
Well, basically, with the pre-act loan, they're coming in January 2nd to do one of these. They still need their tax document in order to be able to file for one of these taxpayer advance loans. For the office to qualify to offer them, they have to have at least an 85% funding rate on their prior year refund transfer volume. So that's a huge requirement to be able to qualify for these loans because they're a riskier loan. There's no guarantee that a taxpayer will get the pre-act loan and then come back to actually file their return. So that's why the
But,
qualifications are a little bit higher for that program.
but there is no minimum bank product requirement.
No, there is no
Yeah,
minimum number of bank products needed. It's the funding
cool.
ratio on what you do.
That's good because
Yeah,
some of the other banks, I believe, have the volume requirement and the funding requirement. So
right, right. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at that taxpayer survey on the next slide. And We got this back here recently, and we asked a number of questions about what's important to taxpayers, and this is the result of that. Over 52% of taxpayers chose that no-cost advance. That was the number one most important thing to taxpayers. The ability to offer a higher taxpayer advance loan amount came in second. And as we said, we raised our max amount up to $7,500 this year. The low or no cost marketing fees to you for the tax preparer, again, that's important, keeping costs down. And we've done that with the marketing fee being stable. And in the case of a debit card load, there is no marketing fee. The ability to offer loans before the IRS opens e-file, the pre-act loan program, we've got that. The high taxpayer advance loan approval amounts, we've got that. The high taxpayer advance loan approval rates, we have that. And so we want to approve as many people as possible. We like to tell people that we loan more people or more money to more people at a lower cost than anyone else in the industry. And so these results show that this is what's important to taxpayers, and this is how we have designed our program to be to meet those needs for the customer. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take a look at those office startup loans. The office startup loan is one of three what we call ERO loan programs that are available to the offices. The startup loan is what I like to say is what gets you going for the tax season. The fee advance program, fee assist program we'll talk about here in a moment, is what keeps you going during the season. And then the third leg of that is our loyalty rewards program. With our office startup advance loans, we've started that about a month ago, offering the office startup loans to clients. It's available to both new and existing clients. So if you already use Refund-Advantage, when you enroll for the new season, we automatically underwrite you based on your prior year volume. So we can take a look at that volume and very, very quickly make a decision on how much of an advance loan, a startup loan that we can offer to the office. But if you're new to Refund-Advantage, if you're coming over from a competitive bank, then all we need to do is to see your prior year bank product statistics. That may come in the form of a dashboard image showing your EFIN and your products processed and the fees generated on that volume, or it could be in the form of reports. And we take that information and we run it through our accounting department, and they make a decision on how much of a loan that can be offered to you. It's a very fast processing time. We generally can turn the requests around in about 24 hours. We have very high approval rates on those startup advance loans. And once the season gets underway and that big drop happens from the IRS late in February around President's Day, that's how those advance loans are repaid. They're repaid out of the prep fee amounts that are available at that time. So this program, again, the Office Startup Advance Loan, it gives you the option of what you do with that money. You could pay the light bill, you could keep your employees paid, you can buy new equipment. There's so many different uses for that, and it's at a very, very low cost. Our Office Startup Advance Loans, 1.9% interest, or basically $19 per $1,000 borrowed. And I don't think you can go anywhere else in the United States and borrow money at 1.9% interest. It's just a terrific program, and it helps a lot of offices, expand if they're a service bureau and they want to add different locations. This gives them working capital to be able to do that. So very, very powerful program, and that's the one that gets you started for the tax season. Okay, well, let's go ahead and look at our second leg of the ERO loan program, and that's the in-season fee assist program. When the season gets underway in January, what we will do is we will advance 50% of the tax prep fees charged to a client up to $300 once the IRS acknowledges their return. Again, the cost for that is low, only $4 per advance, and it gives the office working capital to keep things moving until the IRS drops that big refund amount or later on in February. It just helps with delays in IRS funding, which there's usually some kind of delays, and who knows what the government shutdown is going to do to that. I don't know. But it does give you working capital in the meantime to be able to keep things together until those refunds start to drop. It's paid daily on that IRS acknowledgement. So every day we're sending out fee advance money to offices to help them, keep going for the season. And then, like the office startup advance loan, the amount of fee advance or fee assist is repaid when IRS funding begins. Like the office startup advance loan, when you enroll with Refund-Advantage, we automatically underwrite your office for this fee assist program. If you're an existing client, we've already got the data in our system from last year. If you're a new client, we just ask that you send over your prior year banking history to us, and we will use that to underwrite to determine how much of that fee assist money is available to you. Okay. And let's go ahead and look at our December loyalty program. This is the third leg of the ERO loans program. December loyalty begins on December 1st this year. We used to do it until December 15th, but we've actually moved that to December 1st this year so that offices have that money available earlier. The way that the loyalty program works is we will approve an office for X number of dollars, let's say $2,000, for example, for December loyalty. When they log into the Refund-Advantage portal, they will see that they have that loyalty program available, and they have the ability to go into their portal and select the clients that they would like to give one of these loyalty cards to, and they can load the cards with amounts anywhere from $25 up to $500. What a lot of offices use this program for is a marketing tool. They will reward existing customers for bringing them a new client. And so I like to tell people that you can actually turn your existing customer base into a marketing team to go out, find new customers, bring them into your office, and you can reward them with this December loyalty program. And so you're completely in charge of this. You're in control of it. You determine the repayment of it. You can enlist as many people in your offices as you want to and reward them as many times as you want to with a card loaded with these loyalty rewards funds. So it gets those clients in the door earlier, and it puts money out on the street sooner to have this program available. And I want to point out in relation to all of these programs, and we're going to look at that here in just a second, we used to have the process when somebody wanted to move money from one part of these programs, like move from fee advance to office startup or from office startup to loyalty, you used to have to pick up the phone, call us, and we would do a manual request to accounting and have them make the move for you. And then you had to wait until you saw the new amount loaded in your portal before you could opt in to accept it. Well, this year we have a different program, so we've made a vast improvement in how that's done. Chris, if you could go on and move to the next slide, we'll talk about
When do
how
you
they do that.
when do you guys anticipate those cards going out?
Well, when the supply orders start going out, sometime right around the Thanksgiving to first or second week in December, just depends on when you enroll. But that's when the check stock, the marketing materials, the debit cards, all those things start to go out. If somebody is approved for the loyalty program, we definitely put them at the front of the list because we want them to get their hands on the cards earlier so they're ready to go December 1st to begin loading funds to the cards. Now, this program is new this year. What we have done is within the Refund-Advantage portal, we give you the ability to go to your ERO loans tab within the portal, and there you will see all of the programs that I've mentioned. You'll see the office startup loan, you'll see the fee assist or fee advance program, you'll see the preseason loyalty, and you'll see the software purchase assistant program. You'll see on the screen that there's an amount listed as the amount that you have been approved to offer. They'll tell you the maximum size amount that's available to you. And then they give you the ability within the portal to use sliders to move money from one place to another. So for example, if you had money in fee assist or fee advance and you wanted more money immediately by increasing your office startup advance loan amount, you have the ability to move up to 30% of your fee advance money over to your office startup advance loan. And so you can get more money sooner with the office startup advance loan to do the things you need to do. If you decide, well, I like what I've got in fee advance, I'd like more money in my loyalty rewards program. You can go in and move money from your office startup advance loan over to your loyalty program so that you have more money available to load those loyalty cards to bring more customers into your office. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. It puts you completely in control of doing this. You don't have to pick up the phone and call us to make that request. There is no manual review involved in that, so that saves you time. There's no follow-up callback needed because when you move money from one place to another within your portal, you see the result immediately. And when you've moved the money to where you want it to be and you're satisfied with that, then you go ahead and opt in to accept those amounts. Now, with the office startup loan, as soon as you hit opt in, you are locked in. It's automatically approved. That money goes out within 24 hours to your bank account. So you want to make sure before you start opting in that the amounts are what you want them to be and what you're able to do, because it tells you what the limits are before you go ahead and opt in. So we're really excited about this. This is such a great tool to have because what we had to do before, Jeremy, was they would call in, they would say, hey, I want to do this, and they would submit the request to you. You would put in a manual request through a spreadsheet to accounting. They would review it. They would make a decision. All of that takes time. And the more hands that handle it, there's also the chance that things aren't going to be exactly what you want. But with this, you are in charge. The ERO is in charge of making those decisions and putting the money where they need it the most. So we're really excited about having this option this year.
And
okay, if you want,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
we had thousands of requests to do this manually, and
Right,
within the first 2 weeks, we've had over 1,000 people that have gone and switched. So those are all phone calls that are not having to be made to Right Way, not having to be communicated to us, but really
right,
putting the control in the ERO's hands.
right. And there are a lot of EROs who maybe have thought about, man, I wish I had more money in startup loan. They didn't know last year that this existed. They didn't know that they could move money from fee advance over to startup. Now they do. It's right there in the portal. They can see the options that are available to them, and for the offices to help them get set up with this process, there is a tutorial in your Refund-Advantage portal where it shows you step by step, how do I do this? How do I see these screens you're talking about? How do I move money from one place to another? If they go into their portal and they click on forms, and then they click on guides and tools, and then they click on manage your loans, they will see a tutorial that shows them exactly how to do this. It's a very, very easy process, and but they can have that guide available to them to help them to do it. And so this is just another way that we try to, build an easier program, a faster program, a program that's more, gives more control to the EROs and helps them to do the things that they need to do. Okay, let's go ahead and I think we can go ahead maybe and skip over this one because I basically told you everything that it says about the program. And what I wanted to say too, just in general about the portal, if you're new to Refund-Advantage and you're enrolling with us, you're going to set up this portal on your desktop to be able to manage your bank product business with our program. And I advise people enroll now, enroll early, because you can go in and set that portal up in about 5 minutes and then get in there and look around and explore all the options. It's kind of like buying a car, kick the tires, drive it around the block, check out where all the bells and whistles are. That's what this portal will do for you as a client of Refund-Advantage, is it will put you in control of a lot more things in your office. And there is something in there that will help you to get the answers you need and know what to do without having to pick up the phone and call us. We're available if you need us, but we give you a lot of tools to make your job easier and save you some time. Okay. Well, let's look at the RA Payments program, our Merchant Services program. The credit card processing rates start as low as 1.74%. There's a lot of options, including ACH payment options available. There's a flexible program available for you, no matter what size business you are or what type of business you have. There's a program that can be custom designed for you. They can have a virtual terminal. They can have an actual physical terminal. Just a lot of great tools to help you process debit and credit cards in your office. There's no hidden fees involved. We believe in putting everything up there up front for you to see exactly what's going on. And as we said earlier, as Chris mentioned earlier, we manage all this in-house. So if you ever have a question about credit card, debit card processing, and you call us, you're going to get people who know what they're talking about and can definitely answer your questions. There's programs, like I said, available for every size business. And this next part is one of my favorite parts. There's a referral program with this merchant services. You can actually refer our merchant services program to other businesses around you, such as hair salons, restaurants. And if those offices or those businesses sign up with our merchant services program, you earn a residual income stream from that as long as they're enrolled with us. We would be happy to do a free statement analysis through our website to see if we can save you money. We'll do the same thing for anybody you want to refer to us. And this just gives you another option for receiving payments for all the hard work you do during tax season. And like I said, build a residual income if you want to.
Yeah, and Leonard and I are not experts on this, but we certainly have coworkers that are experts. That free
We do.
analysis, that free analysis will really evaluate what your current business model is and what your customer habits are, and really design and recommend what is the best program for you and your business.
Yeah.
Um, for any of you that deal with credit repair or some of those other services, you may have found it difficult to find a program that will take credit repair business. It seems like it's a higher risk program. We have programs that's what they deal with. When we talk about referral incentives, um, the funny story that I heard when I first got here was our biggest referral is actually a Peruvian restaurant in Las Vegas who does $160,000 a month in credit card processing, and it was done from a referral from a taxpayer or preparer rather, who was in Vegas and used to dine at that restaurant. So
Yeah.
certainly the referral incentive is not specific to tax franchises, tax offices, but any sort of business. And our portal, our payment portal, is really slick and modern. And certainly, if you have the opportunity, you should check it out.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's a great story, Chris. Yeah, it just helps tax offices to look in other directions and think about things a little bit differently and think about another way to market. Because you may market to a small business on the merchant services side, and then you find out, later on that they refer somebody else, to us. So that it's just a new way of looking at marketing your business and, generating some additional revenue for your business during the off season when we're not thinking about taxes. So let's go ahead and look at the next slide. As I've said already, we really encourage you to enroll now. It doesn't take very long to do that through your tax software partner, and it gets your information over to us quickly, and we can begin that underwriting process to get you activated and ready to go. And we are going to be inundated with enrollment applications. We already are, but come November and December and even into January, there's a lot of offices that wait until the last minute to enroll. We don't want you to be one of those. We want you to have time to get enrolled, get activated, get your supply order, check out that portal, and be completely ready to go once that season gets underway. And if you're thinking about that loyalty program, please enroll now because we want you to be ready by December 1st to begin offering that to your clients. So purchase your software, complete your enrollment with a Refund-Advantage. When you send that enrollment record over to us, you'll then go in and create that portal I told you about. You'll take your compliance training, and there's a little 20-question test that goes along with it. And you will be able to upload documents through that portal. The two things that we need for enrollment is a color copy of your unexpired photo ID. And if there's an EFIN owner and a different person as control person within the office, we would need an ID for both. And then a copy of your e-file application summary page and your prior bank funding history. That helps us underwrite you for the ERO loan programs. I would advise you to check with the IRS to make sure that your EFIN status is still active. Download marketing materials if you want to in English and in Spanish through your Refund-Advantage portal. You can take them to your local printer to be produced. And stay in touch with Refund-Advantage. We have monthly webinars called RA Talks, where we provide program updates and industry updates to help you stay on top of everything that's going on in the business and in the industry. Let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. And there you see an advertisement for the RA Talks program. The Fee Defender program, we talked about that briefly, and Chris mentioned, if you have IRS debt, there's also debt resolution services that are available to assist customers that find themselves in that situation. So, Chris, let's move on to the next slide because we're about to run out of time here. How do we compare? We're committed to stable pricing. We've kept our pricing low for the last several years, and we're going to do everything we can to keep that as our policy. We're the only no-cost taxpayer advance loan option in the industry. We save the EROs money in addition to the taxpayers themselves. We support all of our programs in-house. We have dedicated bilingual ERO and taxpayer support. We have easy online tools and virtual chat to help you be more efficient and get things done without having to call. We have accurate dynamic reporting. There's more than, I think, 12 or 14 different reports available to you. And we have an excellent merchant services program and a referral program connected with that to help you be even more successful. So let's go ahead and jump to the last slide. And I just personally want to thank all of you for joining us today on this webinar. I told you at the beginning, it's going to be like drinking water out of a fire hose. But we hope that we've given you great information. We hope we've been able to answer your questions. If you're like me, you think of questions after it's over. So there is our contact information, websites, email addresses, phone numbers. We certainly would be glad to answer any questions that you might have about our program. And if we don't know an answer to something, we're going to say, I don't know, but I'm going to find out for you and get back to you. So I think I've ran out of breath here, Chris. So if anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to try to help you. Chris and I would.
Well, let's leave it open for another couple of seconds for the just to monitor the questions, see if anything comes in. As of now,
Okay.
it seems like you guys were super thorough and got everything covered in one shot there. I'm not seeing anything, but if you have questions, the time is now. or forever hold, well, or just capture their contact information and ask them
There you go.
after the presentation. That'll work as well. Again, this is being recorded. The presentation, both the recording and the PDF will be sent out once we conclude the call or shortly thereafter. If we don't have any questions come in the next 5 seconds, we'll sign off and hope everybody has a good day. Hopefully this thing doesn't.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
Thank you.
Jeremy, thank you again. We appreciate the opportunity.
yeah, man. I appreciate you guys jumping on and making yourselves available and answering all the questions and giving us all the information.
Apologies for the technical difficulties I experienced earlier.
It's just you got multiple monitors. It's fine. We're good. All
Thanks,
right, man.
guys.
Well,
Technology is
we'll
great when it
conclude it all.
works.
Exactly. Thank you, everybody who's attended, and we'll be in touch. Give us a holler if you need anything. Holler out to RA if you need something from them. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Have a good weekend.